In a statement, the Post Office said to us,
"Most postmasters receive income based on how many products and services they sell. Businesses that host post offices also make money from the extra footfall that Post Office gives any retailer. We believe our rates are fair and reflect the competitive commercial environment in which the Post Office operates. There's no denying that these are challenging times for all retailers, and that is why we're investing in our branches."
First class is £3.45, second £2.95.
I'll have second, please.
Anything dangerous or valuable?
An everyday post office transaction, thousands of which will happen today in Cornwall, but many of our local post offices have closed. It's a combination of lower subsidies from the post office since privatisation and the struggle local shops have to compete with supermarkets. Paul Edwards runs a shop with the post office counter in Porthleven, but he and his wife Sharon are struggling to make ends meet and have turned to the community for help.
Since it's changed from the fortress to the open counter, I no longer receive a salary, just commission-based payments.
So how much did you get from them before?
It was around about 14,000 salary, which has now been removed. So it was pretty much half and half. So I'm pretty much receiving now half of what I got before for extending almost double the hours.
What have the post office said to you? Sorry, we're going to give you a lot less money now, or what was their rationale behind it?
Their rationale was that, well, we didn't have the choice. It was decided that it would go on there by the post office, that opening the extra hours would increase footfall and therefore make up the difference in salary. But in a village it doesn't work, and it hasn't worked.
And how important do you think is the post office element of your business to the community?
Oh, it's vital, absolutely vital. I mean, we've done a survey, there's 20% of the village over 65. A lot of them haven't got transport. This is their only means of getting to their finances, meeting people. It may be the only people they speak to in a day. So it's essential, not just for the facilities they use, but for their everyday life.
And I suppose some people would argue that people are doing things differently, they're doing things online, possibly not as much of a need for post offices. What would you say to that argument?
No, I totally disagree with that. Totally disagree. I've encouraged the village to use us, to get their tax dis here, to do their banking here, get their pensions. I mean, everything can be done over the counter that can be done online. A lot of people don't have access to the internet.
You've told the community that you're struggling. How much of a financial struggle has it been for you?
It's been pretty dire. It started 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, when the salary was removed. During that time, I've had to invest our entire life savings into the business to keep us afloat. That's how dire it's been. We've now had to let 90% of our staff go. We're doing 98 hours one week, 70 hours another week to keep it going. And it's just got to the stage now the wheels have nearly fallen off, so I wanted to inform the village of where we were and just ask for their help, for support.
And what's been the reaction from the village?
Oh, it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, we had an initial meeting, over 200 people turned up on a Saturday evening, formed a support group, just giving me help and guidance on how to go about this situation. And yeah, the village has been really, really generous. The businesses have all jumped on board and they're helping as well in various forms. So yeah, it is literally overwhelming, the support I've got from the village. So I think that in itself says how important it is to keep the post office.
And the new boss of the post office has just received a fairly substantial bonus, I'm sure you'll be aware. What would your message be to him?
I don't know if I can say that on air.
Local resident Rod Stevens noticed the empty shelves in the shop as the business struggled to pay suppliers. He's formed the Porthleven Community Support Group.
We need to raise £30,000. Yes, is that amount. But that only works out at £9.54 per head of us living in Porthleven. And as it is, people are already giving between £10 and £100 a piece when they're donating. Yeah. So I have great optimism that we clear the indebtedness, because there's indebtedness here with the wholesaler. Until we clear that, we can't trade. That will then migrate into a sustainable business plan for a store. Now that sustainable business will be there to actually prop up the post office.